scared to talk about money when it's racks and roll. They scared to say our name cause losing fame.
Hello guys, so this is what if Issei had solo leveling. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for future videos. And this is a new channel we just made. And if you want to see our individual channels, you gotta go and hit the link in the description. You're gonna see both our channels and join our Discord in case you just want to come and say hi. And let's get started. Issei, run away, run away, a woman's voice screamed. She looked at the thing that was standing in front of her, that thing that killed her husband, but she was cut off by a spear of light impaling her in the stomach. Well, well, boy, it seems like you'll be joining your parents as well, but I'll make sure that you remember my name. Make sure you never forget my name, and that name is Kokobio. The man said, standing tall with two black feathers wings on his back. The man then raised his sword in the air in preparation to strike him down. Hey kid, we have no time. Raise your left arm over your head now. Issei didn't know who or what was talking to him, but he did what he was told as he feared for his life. Boost, Drake said. As Kokobio brought his sword down, he was surprised that a light blinded him. Something caused his sword to bounce off his target. The force sent Issei flying, his back smashing into a nearby wall. As he and Kokobio regained focus, they both looked at the red gauntlet on his arm. I was surprised for a moment, but it was just twice critical. How disappointing things could have gone interesting. Kokobio slowly walked over to Issei and grabbed him by the neck and held him in the air. Boost! Do you think a measly twice critical can even compare to me? Dragon Booster! Boost! With all his remaining strength, Issei bought his fist and punched the monster in front of him, right in his face. This caused him to let go of Issei, and for him to be pushed back a few feet. Kokobio held his hand in his nose that was gushing blood before laughing maniacally. Ha 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 ha. What a surprise. It wasn't a twice critical, but one of the 13 long Ines. Issei was breathed heavily as it felt like his life force was getting snapped from each boost he did. But he didn't want to die, so he wailed one more. Boost! Kokobio glared at the boy, saying, even if you're powered up like this, a kid like you will never stand a chance against a god. Besides, I know you're at your limits as we speak. And just like that, a voice boomed out of thin air, but anger, disdain, and sadness. Reset! Sorry, kid. A few moments later, Issei heard in his head. Slowly walked over to the boy and held his sword for a final strike. It's over for you, boy. Maybe you could have grown to be powerful, but unfortunately, you crossed paths with a god. Now die. And the last thing Issei felt was a sword piercing his chest and his heart. As Kokobio walked out of the door and flew away in the night sky, a bright light shined from Issei's corpse before engulfing him completely. Issei's POV. It's cold and my body's numb. I can remember getting stabbed, yet I don't feel pain. Awaken, young one. I hear a voice so deep that it feels like it could shake the foundation of Earth. I'm surprised I could even understand it. Open your eyes and gaze at me. All I remember is a life draining from my heart, eyes as blood gushes from his mouth like a fountain. The screams of my mother as a spear of light pierced through her stomach, her last word, pledging for my safety. Still, screams in the mind and is driving me to the point of insanity. The laughter that the thing with wings of an angel and an aura of a devil himself. The sheer amount of bloodlust that settled in the house suffocated me like a poison fog. Moments later, Perhaps, do you fear me? Fear, huh? Exactly what I'm feeling now. The fear I felt when he looked me in the eyes and smiled at me. The fear when he raised his sword to take my life. But for some reason, I feel like whatever's talking to me now is way more frightening. Do you want power? Power? Do you want a second chance of being among the living? A second chance? Do you want to protect the ones that you love? An image of my dead sperm filled with mind. Yes, yes, I would do anything to protect the ones that I love. No matter at whatever cost it is, or the struggle, I would do everything impossible to avenge my parents. Do you want to live your dream? How could I forget? I never laid or touched glorious pairs of oppies. How am I going to become the next harem king if I die now? It will be impossible. Then open your eyes, boy. Awaken. A few moments later, black. That's all Issei saw. Then, as far as the eye can see, nothing but an endless voice. What? Am I dreaming? Is this the afterlife? I was never a religious person, but after what I've been through, anything is possible, I guess. There's no boobs in the area. How disappointing. What an interesting fellow I have here. The voice from before I hear, but I can't see whom it belongs to. It honestly sounds like it's coming from every direction, making it impossible to pinpoint. I am here right in front of you. What the fuck? I yell as suddenly see a massive figure move in the darkness. I move so fluently like it was the darkness itself. It was like reality was shifting just to fit this monstrosity in front of me. Monstrosity? You heard me, kid. I looked below me and I saw an eye. The thing is the eye is massive, you know? I think massive is an understatement. When the people alone looked as big as fucking Mount Everest. With a massive flap of its wings, it pushed itself back. And when the thing flew up far enough just so I can see its head, as it towered over me, so I took the time observing its features. It looked like a European dragon with a single roar. And some jagged teeth and spikes running down its head. The eyes were weird and so creepy, yet it was so cool to look at. The eyes as a whole were black, but you could see a massive red veins that refused to cross each other, carrying blood. Well, I guess blood, you could say. To an iris which is in the shape of a thick red ring, then iris then carried to a large red pupil which had a black spots in the center that felt like it was digging deep into my very existence, my very soul. I never felt so small in my life. No, so insignificant. Who are you? And where am I? Please don't eat me. I barely choked out. He looked at me, or at least I think he is. Now, why would I eat you? I wouldn't bring a human to this place just for consumption, as the amount of energy it would take to eat you wouldn't even be greater than the energy you could provide. But I'm not here to kill. I'm here to talk. The dragon recomposed himself at the least. It felt like it. Now, where are my manners? I should introduce myself. Even though I'm truly nameless, you can call me Entropy. Issei Hyodo. Now, you must be wondering when and where you are at currently. And let me say this now. You're not dead yet. After you were being stabbed, I teleported you to the outskirt of the universe where there is nothing. I simply call this place Nuscom. Now that you know where you are, let's talk about how you got here. I know you have so many questions, don't you? Yes, What was that thing, Cocobile, that killed me and my parents? I shouted in rage, desperately hoping for an answer that would cause me so much pain and suffering. That, my boy, was something known as a fallen angel. The dragon hissed out in disgust. So, wait, things like gods, demon, and angels and all the other mythologies actually exist? That can't be right. No way. Things like gods from books that we used to laugh at for no reason. Those who wore weird clothes. It's something no clothes did weird things. Most had small dicks, or at least the story said, and statues told. There is no way they existed, right? But now that I remember that what happened to me, and looking at the dragon in front of me, I guess I have no choice but to accept that. I know there's a lot to take in, so make yourself comfortable. I'm going to explain everything. First, let's start with how the universe was made. Is this fine? Hello guys, so this is gonna be like a trailer, you could say, of this series. That's gonna be the end part. I'm gonna continue this tomorrow, or probably after this part I'm gonna continue the next part. If my voice sounds a little bit weird after this part, it's just cause I just did the next part after this one. So yeah, this is gonna be the trailer of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you join our Discord and hit that sub and turn the notifications on, and peace.